Hi, my name is Summer Hooper, and my speech is on why going out of our comfort zone is crucial to a fulfilling and satisfying life. I would say that my biggest fear is public speaking, or rather, having all the attention on me. This has been quite a challenge as a member of the church. Most of the things we do on Sunday are in front of people, whether that is giving a talk in sacrament meeting, giving a lesson, saying a prayer, or even just offering to read a scripture or share a comment. All of these things scare me equally, and it has been a real struggle as I have gotten older and my fear has escalated. In my previous ward, I met a lady who said that she always says no whenever she's asked to participate and do one of the things that I just mentioned. Her bishopric has come to know that she won't participate and has stopped asking her. She is really set on always saying no and didn't see any reason why that should change. After talking to her, I started to think that maybe I should do the same thing in order to avoid the nerves I get when I do get asked. Although it would definitely be easier to say no, I knew that I should always obey and say yes whenever I was asked to do something I didn't want to do. I have learned that facing my fears and going out of my comfort zone is a worthwhile process and allowing me to grow and overcome such challenges. I am definitely not an expert on this topic and will continue to strive and step out of my comfort zone, even though it may not always be easy, such as when I agree to give a talk or prayer in sacrament meeting. I believe that everyone can benefit from stepping outside of their comfort zone. Without doing so, you don't stretch yourself and grow. Initially, it may seem scary and you talk yourself into thinking that you are comfortable and don't need a change. But as you do it, it becomes rejuvenating and you grow in a way that you didn't think was possible. Going outside of our comfort zone can be beneficial for many reasons, such as making us happier, helping us grow and stretch ourselves, and helping us to be more successful, as in Kristen Bell's story. I will start by talking about the first benefit of stepping outside of our comfort level. As we overcome obstacles outside of our comfort zone, we will feel a greater sense of joy and fulfillment in our lives. We sometimes think that in order to step outside of our comfort zone, we have to do something big. However, we can start with small steps. As we gain confidence in overcoming small things, we will be more prepared to make bigger steps later on. However, oftentimes the things that are the bigger risks create the greater rewards. As we start to welcome opportunities for growth, we will gain more practice and it will become easier for us to overcome bigger challenges and fears. It doesn't mean it will always be easy in overcoming bigger obstacles, but we will have gained more experience that prepares us for these greater steps. When you reflect upon the most amazing things in your life, those are often the times when you stepped outside of your comfort zone. For me, hiking Havasu Pai in the Grand Canyon was one of those times. I am not very physically fit, but I do enjoy hiking and being outdoors. Hiking to Havasu Pai consisted of waking up when the sun was rising and hiking 11 miles to our base camp in the Grand Canyon. My 3 friends who came with me were very active and in shape. I, on the other hand, wasn't. Although I wasn't in my comfort zone, I had a blast and proved to myself that I could take on a challenge. It was worthwhile and one of the greatest vacations I have ever had, because I stretched myself and experienced such a rewarding challenge that helped me to grow. Going along with this point, there is opposition in all things. As we step outside of our comfort zone and do something that may be hard or scary for us, we will feel a great sense of joy and accomplishment after overcoming it. Risk-taking is the natural part of life, and with that comes greater growth and strength. Emily Autumn once said, "Being brave means to know something is scary, difficult, and dangerous, and doing it anyway, because the possibility of winning the fight is worth the chance of losing it." We all have different ways of stepping outside of our comfort zone in order to stretch ourselves. What might be a small step for one person could be a major milestone for another. When we take that step, we aren't naive to the dangers or difficulties, but rather we do it anyways, knowing that we will gain a greater reward because of it. As we apply this principle and practice it more in our lives, we will learn to appreciate what it has to offer and how much it can benefit our lives. As children, we are natural risk takers, but as we get older and learn to fear failure, we start holding ourselves back and attempting fewer new things. Children see the world as an unlimited number of possibilities. As we get older, we tend to limit ourselves and create fears in what we can do. This fear stops us from growing and reaching our fullest potential. On Success.com, they interviewed Kristen Bell, who plays Anna in the movie Frozen. She is an actress who has pushed herself beyond her comfort zone, which her successful career is a result of that. In the interview, Kristen sheds some light on this very topic. She states, "I love breaking out of my comfort zone. I love doing things that scare me. Very few actors can pick and choose what they want to do, but at the same time, I've been on a great path that has surprised me." Without her courage of going outside of what she knows to be comfortable, she wouldn't be where she is today. She wasn't always so open-minded in her career, but luckily she learned early on how stepping outside of her comfort zone would benefit her greatly. An example of this is when she had an audition that was far from where she lived, and she didn't relate to the character, so she kept thinking of excuses as to why she shouldn't go. She ended up going anyways because the audition would give her valuable experience, and she had nothing else to do that day. She ended up getting the part and was so grateful that she did. After this happened, she realized she needed to be more open-minded about opportunities that might arise in her life, because she never knows where an opportunity will lead her. Kristen also helps with raising awareness and donations for a charity called the Invisible Children Charity. A good friend of hers was traveling in Uganda and found that for more than 20 years the government had been abducting children to fight in their war. For this reason, her and her friend decided to start this charity because the people in Uganda had nothing and they wanted to help. They also partnered with a jewelry designer named Satya, who created a necklace with the Tree of Life on it. The proceeds from the necklace are donated to the charity. "Being scared is a challenge," says Kristen. "You can embrace it or run from it. I embrace it. It makes you feel alive. Life is meant to be lived. I have an adventurous spirit. I like doing things that scare me. Mind you, I acknowledge that I like it better after the fact, not necessarily while I'm doing it, but I know that it yields great results. It positively reinforces that if I do something that scares me, I'll feel a great sense of accomplishment and generally discover something about myself. It's a fun way to live." Open-mindedness and a willingness to face the unknown, to listen and try to understand the unknown, lead to opportunity. They lead to a fuller life. In conclusion, stepping out of our comfort zone doesn't mean we can't take small steps initially. As we learn to overcome small goals, we will gain more confidence to overcome bigger steps. Taking risks and going outside of our comfort zone gives us more joy and fulfillment in life. It stretches us in ways that help us grow and learn. In those moments when I have stepped outside of my comfort zone and took a risk, I felt a great satisfaction and reward from it. In those moments when I was too fearful and backed down from a risk, I didn't grow, but my fear grew. I didn't learn, but rather felt guilt for not trying my best at trying new things. Bill Cosby once said, "Decide that you want it more than you are afraid of it." It's not always easy, but it is worthwhile to step outside of our comfort zones. As we do, we learn and grow. We gain more confidence and prepare ourselves for the next big challenge that comes our way. Thank you.